I'm the Ooi Tung Sheng, a class monitor from SJKC PERMATANG TINGGI. I have read a few books during the holidays and find this book the most interesting one. That's why I want to introduce it to all of you. The book that I'm introducing to all of you is the BFG. It was written by ROALD, the #1 storyteller, and it was illustrated by Quentin Blake, ROALD's favorite illustrator. The number of pages for this book is around 200 pages, and the price for it is 40 ringgit. In this book, there are two main characters, the BFG, that is the short form for the Big Friendly Giant, and Sophie, a little girl from an orphanage. One night, Sophie couldn't sleep because a brilliant moonbeam was shining right onto her pillow. So, she got out of bed and wanted to close the gap in between the curtains. She looked out of the window and saw it was the BFG. She was so shocked and curious at the same time. What was the BFG actually doing? He was holding a big trumpet and blowing something into each house. Suddenly, the two big eyes of the BFG stared right into Sophie. Sophie was so scared that she ran to her bed and covered herself with a big blanket. The BFG caught her eventually and just grabbed her with his hand and ran into a land that hadn't been seen before. Sophie was dragged into a cave that the BFG had lived his whole life. Sophie started trembling so hard because she thought that the BFG was actually going to eat her. Then, to her surprise, knowing that the BFG doesn't eat human beings, and so what he called humans. So, Sophie started to feel more relief and comfortable, and he asked the BFG a few questions. The BFG didn't have any parents and he didn't went to school, but he still knows some English. He eats muscambas that taste quite awful and drink fox water that is quite nice and fizzy. He has a big pair of ears that he uses to catch shrimp in thin air and put it into jar by jar. Furthermore, Sophie only knows that they're bigger giants than the BFG, and the most cruel part is they do eat human beings. Sophie didn't want to let this matter go and started brainstorming an idea out with the BFG. Aha! Sophie think of something at last. They could actually use the help of the Queen of England by letting her dream giants eating human beings and making it very realistic. Then they would sneak into the palace and explain everything to the Queen. At last, they caught all the giants that ate human beings with the Queen of England's help. To make it more of a lesson for them, humans even threw disgusting things into the hole for them. The meaning of this story is actually quite deep for me. What I learned here is we should not just sit back when something bad is actually happening in our life. We should use what we have learned to overcome and make the world a better place, as like the content in the story. So, I would highly recommend you to read it. Thank you.